before we jump into the video, Mama found a way to make it so that writing down the pronunciations of the French words would count towards my grade, as in they would be accepted, so that's a good thing. Okay, now let's get to the video. Topic number 1. I made the most genius prediction in the history of the world. Alright, that's not true, but it was a pretty good prediction. I had the Athletics predicted to be hovering around playoff contention up until August, where I had them falling apart to finish 71-91. That was my Athletics prediction. And indeed, if it weren't for that stretch back in late May/early June where they lost 20 of 21 games somehow, they would have been a playoff contender right now. If it weren't for that stretch, they might have a chance to make the postseason. Oh yeah, and my Guardians versus Tigers predictions, since those teams have another series against each other coming up. I think the Tigers are going to win the first game because they've lost 6 in a row. They're overdue for a win. But since the Guardians are at home, I think they're going to win the final 2 games. So if my prediction is correct, they would be tied for first place, and the Guardians would have the tiebreaker. So yeah, they would be... I forgot to do the thing at 2 minutes. I wasn't paying attention to the counter. Anyway, the Tigers and Guardians would be tied coming into the final series of the season, so it would definitely be a very tight race if my predictions were correct. And boy, the cute Reds, guys, if they hadn't beaten the Giants yesterday, they would have been 0-4. Then they would have been toast. So they were on the road, but they found a way to beat the Giants, so they are still barely alive. However, they're toast in the division race. The Charging people are 3-0. The division isn't happening. Alright, we have to take a look at the National League wild card race, because the way that we got here is the result of legitimate unpredictability. The Mets were a powerhouse team at one point. They've fallen down to 80-76, allowing the Reds to tie them, and they do actually have the tiebreaker, so the Reds would be in the postseason right now if it started today. But yeah, basically the Mets were a powerhouse, but they fell apart this year. But something a lot more ridiculous happens to the Diamondbacks. They were 51-59 at one point, and they traded literally all of their best players at the trade deadline, and somehow they're only 1 game out of the final postseason spots right now. Like, what? Baseball doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, and the Braves are having a very disappointing season. They were 65-83 before this 8-game winning streak. But there is a team who's ahead of them, who's exactly 0 people in the entire world thought would be better than the Brave people. That team was supposed to be terrible, and they're only 76-80. The MLB is so unpredictable. And of course, we've got to mention that the Submariners have won 14 of 15 games. Or that the Blue Jays are 2 games up on the Yankees, and they have the tiebreaker, so they might win the AL East. Like, some things are just super unpredictable. Oh yeah, and the Dodgers aren't as good as I thought they would be, of course. Like, no one thought that the Rockies would be as bad as they are. I mean, did they? Yeah, unpredictability. But I was spot on with the Athletics.